I, like everybody else, am completely fascinated with LeBron James. And I'm just wondering why I'm so fascinated. Like, why do we all center this around him instead of, like, the matchups?
Right. It looks like Ethan is froze right now. That's actually not his typical staring blankly face. Okay, we're just gonna go us two for a second while Ethan gets figured out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like in a normal year, the Maverick storyline would be captivating. You've got like a guy who's for the first time getting a big chance at the ring, or I guess the second time, but first time for a lot of vets. A team that's overcome a lot to get there. It would be super exciting. But LeBron, he's undeniably fascinating. And I think part of it, Simmons wrote this in his column at the end. Is my favorite part. He wrote, LeBron, what's inside you and why do I care so much? And that's what it is. Like, we just don't know. For all the overexposure we say he has, we still don't know. And that leads us to, like, just pile on these crazy narratives to him after every single game. Like, every game defines his legacy, and then the next one redefines it. And it's we're so eager to put a definition on it because it's so, we haven't been able to really figure it out yet.
Right, and I think that it's, like, a big part of that is just, like, we want him to be so great. We want him to be the best. We want him to, rival Michael Jordan. Like, as much as people say, don't compare the two, don't compare Jordan and LeBron, like, that's what people want. They want that person that you can put on that pedestal, and so we can have an actual debate about it instead of just saying, oh, well, he hasn't won any rings, or, oh, LeBron's career is halfway done. Why are we doing this? I think that it's just like, it's our own fascination with having a debate about who the greatest of all time is, and that's maybe why we care so much. And it brings in this whole concept of legacy. Like, we care so much about LeBron's legacy, it almost doesn't even matter how he plays, because we want to define it however we want to define it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey guys.
He's back.
Ethan!
I was frozen into catatonia at contemplating LeBron's legacy and all the profound points you guys are making. My personal view of it is that I am a little too emotionally vested in LeBron right now because I want to validate my interest. We all, as basketball nerds, started paying attention to him in 2003, and I think that we're obsessed with greatness. When we see somebody who has the potential to be a basketball genius, we want to see them fulfill that. So that's what I want to see, and that's what I'm following on this LeBron narrative roller coaster from week to week.
Yeah, I think there's kind of like two ways to look at LeBron for me, to judge him anyway. One is you judge him as a 26-year-old, which, for a 26-year-old, the things he's accomplished are incredible. 2 MVPs, twice to the finals. Or do you look at him as an eighth-year player, which for an eighth-year player, maybe you adjust things because an eighth-year player, historically would be 29 or 30 instead of 26. So to me, kind of like the question is, do we look at his career vis-a-vis his age, which is outstanding? He's got 7 years of almost his prime. Or do we look at it as, you've been in the league for 8 years, you've been a great player for probably 6 of them. What do we make of that?
Well, yeah, I think that maybe that kind of brings us into, like, how this finals performance defines LeBron, because we keep overanalyzing every game, and this was his statement. No, this is his statement. No, this is a statement about how crappy he is. He's actually not that good. It just makes me wonder, like, if you bring in the whole he's only 26 argument, then the fact of what he's done by 26 is not that big of a deal in terms of, like, oh, he's not accomplishing anything by not winning a title. But if you look at it in terms of this is his 8th year, well, now we have to get into the, like, how do we judge the high school players that came in? Or, was KG not successful because he didn't win a title until he was, 30, 31? Was Kobe overly successful because he won one so early? Like, I think we just need to figure out not only, like, how we define these players in terms of, do we go by years or we go by age, but also, is what he's doing enough considering either that age or that experience?
Yeah, I think those are great points. I think a lot of the resentment and the judgment comes from people think that they were promised something with LeBron from day one, from that Sports Illustrated cover story when he was a junior in high school. And so even though he really did exceed the hype, there's this sense of when am I going to see it? What is this great LeBron James thing that I've been hearing about? And I think it's that old saying that happiness is your expectations divided by your reality. Maybe I got that equation wrong, I don't know. So I think there's an element of that. And what I also want to know is if so many people are hating the Heat and rooting against them, then why are we obsessed with LeBron's legacy? It just seems like a funny thing for the public to root against the legacy and root against somebody striving for greatness. It's just, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like it in the history of my watching basketball.